4:37 p.m. here in the Northeast USA, and a nor'easter, a very powerful winter cyclone, has hit the Northeast USA. Storm currently right off the coasts of the Gulf of Maine. Maximum winds in the center of the storm over sea right now at 80 miles per hour. That is away from the coastline, though. Coastlines right now of New Hampshire, Maine, and Massachusetts are seeing wind gusts up towards 45 and 50 miles per hour at this time. As you can quite clearly see, we have a very well-defined circulation here, just stalling in the Gulf of Maine. And this system is going to be sticking around for up to another 18 hours or so before it begins to fall apart and pull away. We're going to head toward the forecast models real quick here and get a look at our two models, the NAM 3K and the FAI high res. Start with the FAI high res. Snow expected to continue over the next few hours or so, however tapering off as time goes on, and then that cyclone will make landfall on Maine and then move back out over the Gulf of Maine slowly and stalling again as it and then moving south soon to move away. Now, my last three videos, for some reason my mic wasn't working and there was absolutely no audio. I just noticed that. So I do apologize. There should have been commentary in the videos. However, I suppose the showcase of the graphics will have to be enough. I do not know what happened there, but technology is going haywire on me for some reason on my recording and then my graphics. It's as if the technology apocalypse decided to open up on me while covering the storm. But that being said, I have everything fixed now, so I can finally get some information in. As you can quite clearly see, the NAM 3K is calling for very similar to the FEI high res, except the storm making a bit more farther east landfall on Maine there, if barely a landfall really, and then moving toward Nova Scotia, continuing to stall though in the Gulf of Maine, and then moving back toward the west, and then starting what looks like it was starting to take a dive toward the south there, a little bit of a jog south at that time. Currently, snowfall totals we have seen today so far in portions of southern New Hampshire right now are between 4 and 8 inches. So far, and areas of northern New Hampshire have several areas of which have seen up to or over a foot in central and northern New Hampshire. Same thing for Maine and areas of far northern Vermont as well. However, southern areas of Maine have seen a bit more in the way of lower rainfall total, lower snowfall totals, and some initial mixing as well. Headed toward the Storm Prediction Center here to get a look at our severe hazards. Well, there aren't any, thankfully. So for this storm, there aren't any at all. So the good news is we won't have to worry about that. However, long range 4 to 8 day severe weather outlook shows that the potential for severe thunderstorms to occur in areas of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. So keep an eye on that for days 4 and 5. Watch for potential severe weather in that area over time. The Weather Prediction Center showing the continued potential for heavy snow to occur across much of the Northeast USA, north of Massachusetts, that is, and then the storm, as it continues to move away, temperatures will rise by Friday, and mixed precipitation will be mainly what is expected, or combination of rain and snow showers occurring behind this system will be on the cards. Looks like rain south, snow north, and then as the storm begins to pull away, precipitation will come to an end altogether by Saturday. That being said, that's basically our current status right now. The latest from the National Weather Service in Gray, Maine. I do not know why I don't have that tab open. There we go. Latest from the National Weather Service: winter storm warning is in effect statewide for three states: Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine at this time. The storm warning that was in effect, though, for for western coastal Maine and coastal New Hampshire and Vermont has since expired. However, a gale warning remains in effect for the potential for wind gusts up to 45 miles per hour in those coastal areas. Where there's a storm warning in effect, wind gusts may get 50 plus miles per hour over those areas, and the same thing for the mountains of New Hampshire, Maine, and Massachusetts, as well as maybe some coastal areas of Maine and New Hampshire. Looking at the wind forecast map here provided by the National Weather Service to visualize that, winds are generally pulling out already inland. Generally, wind gusts are still persisting in areas of southwest and south central New Hampshire between 20 and 35 miles per hour, and toward areas of northern New Hampshire, eastern New Hampshire, and toward the coastlines, and as well as portions of Maine, still getting some of those 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts, if not some 45 to 50s at coastal areas, due to the current location of where the center is right now. That being said, we're going to move to a infrared here. A new infrared, new infrared that I recently started using, called the Sandwich RGB. I like this one very nicely, as it's high resolution and is infrared at the same time. It's very nice. It includes cloud top height as well, which is interesting. Currently, that infrared shows that center spin moving up there. You can see it practically go center of circulation itself, practically just outside Cape Cod there. You can see that going straight right around the corner there of Cape Cod, and areas are seeing some pretty substantial cloud top temperatures around negative 35, 40 degrees Celsius. Still some somewhat tall clouds with this one as well. And then for the rest of the area, cloud top temperatures generally between 10 and 20 degrees Celsius, below zero, that is. But then generally, that's it. So we'll have another update later tonight, probably by 7 or 8 p.m., and we'll be back then.